Alright, boys. I uploaded a video yesterday. Long story short, I said a 31-year-old piping a 17-year-old is gross. 13 pedos dismissed themselves. With the straightest face, you think I'm about to waste my energy apologizing to some pedos? Deuces. We don't want you here. If you got a problem with me saying a 31-year-old piping or wanting to pipe a 17-year-old is gross, buddy, you're weird. DJ Akademiks actually made a response to that video I made yesterday. We're going to take a look at it.
And to keep it real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will
So that's basically what he said yesterday, and we made the video. I'm going to keep it
say,
going.
listen, I adopted this rule, which I think it was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as the chick got a college ID, she's getting f***ed. I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's going to get this dick.
She's going to get this. He's not talking in general. If she's 17, she's going to get you know what I'm saying? Speaking in general. She's 17 with an ID. What he said out of his mouth, okay? She's 17 in college. She's getting this. Not yours, not yours, not yours, not your little pee-pee. She's getting this. Okay? Guess what the pedo said? Oh, he's talking. Dog, ew. I don't even want to talk about that. Like, the fact that so many people were defending what he said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes in conversation, you know what I'm saying, you may slip up and say some things you don't mean. Like, he may not have meant it that way, but I'm telling you what he said. We're not playing Blues Clues, Inspector Gadget. You know what I'm saying? I'm going by what he said. I'm going by what's in front of me. Okay? Pedos are like, but what? Exactly. Buddy, you're weird.
The context. College ID, she's getting f***ed. I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half.
Like, it just gets worse the more you, like, back up and don't hear from the beginning. It just
Real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think it was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as the chick got a college ID, she's getting f***ed. I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's going to get this dick.
So, do we got to inspect every word he just said? Because it's clear as day. He's in college. He sees a girl that's in his class. She just turned 17. Showed her college ID. That means she's literally 16 years old, 365 days, and probably like a couple minutes, dog. Like, how do you feel comfortable saying that? Even as a 21-year-old, you find out a girl is 17. It's like, nah, you gotta go. 18 and up. But even then, it's like, bruh, buddy, you're weird.
This is the context. And this is what's important. At no point did I ever say that I fucked somebody under 17 or under 18.
All right, we're gonna analyze what he says, because he's telling the truth. He didn't say he ever, but it's basically saying you would if you could. You see what I'm saying? I'm not bashing DJ Akademiks. I couldn't care less what he does in his life. You know, I'm not gonna flex. But I'm just saying, you know me. I couldn't care less what anybody on the internet is doing with their life, because my life is amazing.
I was given an example of how, and I want to give y'all this example before I play this whole clip. I'm going to play the full clip. I said in college, I said 17 becomes a gray area because people don't ask for IDs. There's some smart, or sometimes people start kindergarten early and they'll get to college when they're about to turn 18, but they'll turn 18 in January and they get there in September. When somebody's in college, and just like I say with high school, when somebody's in high school, if a nigga was in high
Nope, because I know what you're about to say. I said that in the last video. It doesn't work that way. In high school, nobody's asking for ID because we're all kids. In college, anybody can go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you heard of some stories of like 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds getting admitted into college. I know you did. But in high school, you are basically that age that you're supposed to be, unless you stayed back a few times and stuff like that. But like, bro, it's not the same in college. College, that's like saying, oh, we both work at KFC. Ew, I don't want to, ew, dog, ugh. Buddy, you're weird.
High school, I know somebody, and maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm just gonna be real. I know somebody who he had just turned 18 and he was dating like someone in a lesser class. That this is high school. There's people who end up being 18 in high.
I called it. He's using that Romeo and Juliet example. Doesn't work in college, doesn't work when you're an adult at a job. It doesn't work like that. It does not apply in college.
High school. I was talking about being in an institution, so college or high school, where the ages are or a little bit out of what is actually acceptable, right? And this is what I have to tell y'all, right? Somebody just said 4 months of the college year, some people are 17. It depends on when you're born. You know, that's all I was saying. When people go to college, and you'll hear in my full clip, people do not check IDs. No one in college.
Okay, because I never been in college. It could be some freshmen with the still high school mentality, okay? But if they're a freshman in college and they got that high school mentality, chances are they're 17, 18. They just graduated. You ain't gonna have that high school mentality in your 20s. You're not gonna have that high school mentality in your 30s. You're checking some ID. By the time I'll give you 18 because you're still fresh off of 17, right? You could be dumb at 18. That's why it's important when people come at people when they're like, oh, she's 18, she's fresh meat and stuff like that. That's weird. She still has a 17-year-old's mentality. You know what I'm saying? But what he's saying about the IDs, you know what I'm saying? That could link up to the 17-year-old. I'm fresh out of high school. Everybody in my class is the same age group. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody like 10 years old in high school. Nobody's checking IDs in high school. That's a fact. But in college, like I said, 18, you're still like a dumb 17-year-old, basically. When you're in your 20s, however, you're old enough to drink. She's not even old enough to drink. It's different, buddy.
And if y'all ever been to college, no one says, hey, how old are you? I've been to college. They're usually under the assumption. By the way, if you're in college, at least if you're doing 4 years, you're probably not over 21. Usually. Right? Those people usually assume that the people they're dating or they're dealing with are of age. They usually, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I never used my license.
So now,
Wait a minute, time out. You literally said if she showed you the ID, though. I see what he's saying. He's defending a case that's not his case. You know what I'm saying? He's defending a case where, okay, people in college, we didn't know she was 17, right? That's what he just said. And I'm gonna play it both back in full time, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this. He literally just said it's not much difference between girls ages 17 to 21. As long as a chick has a college ID, she's getting effed. I don't care if she's 17. If she's in college, she shows her college ID and it says, I just turned 17, my man. That is what you're coming under fire on.
Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think it was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as a chick got a college ID, she's getting f***ed. I don't care if she's 17.
What do you mean, bro? I don't care if she said, bro. That is what we're talking about. She has a college ID and she just turned 17. That is the gray area. You defended the Romeo and Juliet. I never checked your ID. I never knew you were 17. Those are two different arguments, but you did make a point on what you said, but that's not what they asked you. What the flip? A chick shows you her ID, she's 17. That's what we need an answer on. Because, buddy, you're weird.